Yo everybody, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13, and this is Will's wife's 2023 Nissan Murano Platinum. I've done a lot of work for Will in the past, and he wanted me to do an audio system build for his wife for Christmas. I would like to mention that it is now the end of February, and he is not pleased with me for how long it took, and I am very, very sorry about that. There were a lot of factors that came into play, especially when we're dealing with like product supply chain issues and such. It's a complete audio build. For the front speakers, we have the Sony ES component 6.5s. The doors are fully deadened, outer door skin and inner door skin. So the woofers went in there. And as for the factory tweeters right there, those are just completely removed. The factory twiddlers got removed and the Sony ES tweeters got placed in that position. These tweeters do really well actually bouncing off of the windshield. They've got a real wide dispersion, so I was okay with doing that. The center channel has been removed. The rear speakers are actually still the factory Bose speakers because I don't really believe in rear fill. For our head unit, we're rocking the Alpine 509. I originally had him with a Sony in here, but he really did not like the Bluetooth of the Sony. And I will say my number one grievance of this particular radio is that it's a 4-volt pre-out versus the 5-volt pre-out that I had before. This radio creates distortion at volume 30, so volume 29 is the absolute max volume that you can do on this radio. The Sony maxes out full volume and with no distortion. So again, Sony is just a better sound quality radio, but this one has a little bit more features and it's simply what he wanted, so it's what he got. I used the Idatalink Maestro interface kit for this vehicle. We're no longer running the factory OEM Bose amplifier. We are integrated with the CAN bus lines, so we'll know if the doors are open, if the trunk is open. The parking sensors are integrated still, and of course we get gauges too, so speedometer, tachometer, you can read check engine lights and other things like that. This will tell you the tire pressure while the vehicle's in motion. The reason it doesn't show me right now is because Nissan does not. It is of course an Android Auto and Apple CarPlay radio. Currently I am running off of a flash drive, so what I did was I took apart the OEM USB ports there and I blocked off the outer two. That was a headphone jack and that was a micro USB-C, and now we have the USB right there, which is directly ported into this radio. That is also the USB port that can be used for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Pull up this backup camera. Again, it's fully integrated, so this is the front camera, this is the 360 vision camera, along with the parking sensors tripping out because of course there's a whole bunch of stuff in the shop right now. I would like to mention that another reason that Sony got booted out of this car is because Sony does not like these 360 camera interfaces through the Maestro piece. It's a known issue, except it was unknown to me when I sold him that radio. Unfortunately, it just gets really glitchy, and the Alpine does not struggle with the multi-camera inputs. This does also have Tidal. You've got all of this nonsense. Fader is not really that exciting, but it does have a nice EQ built into it. Crossover settings are all done in the amplifier, so I'm not too worried about that. And time correction I can't technically do on this because I've got component sets that are not running active on the front. In theory, I could still delay it a little bit on the rear and the right to kind of bring it into the driver's seat, but doing a seating setting is actually just more effective than doing time alignment when you can't do it active. Also, through the USB drive, we can watch movies on this radio. I've got the TR7 installed behind the dash, so we have vehicle in motion override. That's nice. Okay, let's go look at the trunk now, shall we? Now, the client did give me free reign to design and build whatever I wanted in this thing, so this is what I came up with. I wanted a fully trimmed out trunk that actually looked like it belonged in here. Quick side note, let's look at the stitching on the seats. As you can see, it's got this little quilted diamond triangle stitching with perforated leather. So I tried to pull that design into the trunk here. I didn't want to use perforated leather, but I did a solid black leather with the same diamond stitching, the exact same dimensions of it, and boy, that was kind of an annoying project. But I think it looks really nice. It does a nice, subtle, tasteful, integrated look to the trunk. I also did little ribs on the side. You can see those, just accent ribs, nothing big, but just kind of ghosted into the carpeting. I did cut the rubber matting so that it flushes it in. The top of the box follows the edge of the seats at the same elevation, and then it curves on the outside. Just basically kind of wanted to challenge myself on that to see if I could pull off a gentle curve. Now you notice there is a seam right in the middle, and that is because one of the design requirements for this build was to be able to access the spare tire. I'm going to show you how that's done in just a minute, but let me show you the back seat amplifier mounting first. Okay, so here's the back seat. I'm gonna drop these seats. Kerplow! Kerplow! Okay, so this is the back side of the box. It's kind of basic looking, but you can see I did one accent rib that follows down the center line and really accentuates how I'm showing off the Sony 8-channel amplifier that is powering this entire system. This is a bad mammy-jammy of an amplifier, giving gobs of power to the front components through the crossover, the rear factory Bose speakers that are just coaxes, and the remaining 4 channels are bridged in the 2 channels, and those power the subwoofers. Now again, a design requirement was the ability to access the spare tire in this bad boy, so I am going to attempt to show you how without any tools I can disassemble this entire box and get to the spare tire. Now these top pieces are just press fit in. They are quite tight, but they will pop right off like so. Let's set that aside, and then we've got this one right here that pops out. We'll set this guy aside, and for the record, they are painted black on the back side. Now we got a balled system, and you can see the size of the box, so if you want to store some drugs over in the corner here, we got a nice little space for doing that. I will admit I'm not super stoked on the amount of wasted space on either side, but the intention was that in theory, if we really needed to and wanted to, if there wasn't enough bass, we could make it 4 subwoofers wide, but I'm not gonna lie to you, this system bangs, and I don't think that's gonna be necessary. Okay, so now for the secret sauce. I invented this dowel system. So basically, as you can see, they are numbered, and you just reach in here and you grab the dowel and you pull it out. Pull out number 1 over there, just like so. Da-da-da. Now over here we've got, come on, twist and move, twist and move. There you go. They are tight. That is the whole point. And number 4, there we go. Pull up that guy like so. Gonna take these guys, put them over here. Gotta take the mat out, because that's just gonna be in the way. We're gonna throw that down there. Now this is fun. This section is actually hinged, and it's on a magnet, so that comes out like so. This shimmy. It's slightly more difficult to do with one hand, but I'm gonna show you how it's done. Now to explain this hinge section, like I said, it's like so, and there are magnets in there, so basically it clicks right into place and holds steady. So we're gonna set this down. Starting to look a little naked in here. Move into the back seat area. I'm gonna have to wiggle here, wiggle over, wiggle that, tug on over here. This is a lot easier with 2 hands and not holding the camera, but that is the idea, that it can even be done slightly incapacitated, which presumably if you're on the side of the road and you are trying to get to your spare tire, you're probably not in a good mood, so I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. And now we just have the subwoofer box, which is bolted to this floor. It hinges upwards, and I have full easy access to the spare tire. Super pleased with that solution. Putting that engineering degree to work there, baby. All right, let's put it back together. All right, basically just kind of pushing it back into place like so. Got rod number 1. Rod number 1 goes through there. And we'll align that in and wiggle and push. Come on, and down you go. Goes into there. Wiggle and push. It helps to be able to look down and align the hole. I don't know if you can really see it too well, but then once you get it in there, it actually just slides right in. Ta-da! Okay, rod number 2 goes in like so. Oh yeah, that one slid right in. Beautiful. Take this panel back over into here. Just kind of push that side, and that flap gets out of the way. And then push and push. Get it past that. Clicks into place. We love it. Same deal. We got rod number 3 going in now, like so. Look at that. Just drops right in. And then rod number 4. Probably just gotta wiggle that one in. And there. Ta-da. Rod number 4 is in. Alrighty. Throw our mat in here now. Mat is in. And then we've got the top panel that goes over here like so. Kind of just squish that guy in from the back, make sure it's good, cool. And then the other side, let's drop that bad boy in there. And right here, we gotta pull out and then push that. There we go, perfect. And voila. And of course, I should mention that it sounds phenomenal. There's no point in me playing it for a YouTube video, but it bangs really hard. I had to sound deaden the license plate, so that's nice and deadened now. The whole front end of the car is sound deadened. And I think that really really about covers it. Pricing and product information for this particular build will be in the video description. All audio system builds that I do tend to be complete turnkey builds. I don't like doing piecemeal systems. I'm also terrible at quoting them. I just really understand that if you want it done a certain way, I'm gonna get it done a certain way. But reference pricing, like I said, will be in the video description. If you're interested in an audio build for yourself and you are local to the Tarpon Springs, Tampa area, by all means, shoot me a build request inquiry via the form on the website. The link to that will also be in the video description. I'm super grateful for Will for entrusting me with his audio system, although I'm pretty sure that he's never gonna hire me again because it took so much longer than anticipated. But I hope he likes it. I think it sounds incredible, and that's all I gotta say today. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. See ya!